Welcome back to A Life in Delusion. My name is Q. Here on this channel, we're talking about self-development, leveling up, creating, curating your best life. So thank you for joining me. Today's topic is books. These are books I think you should read in 2024. This is going to be part one. I have two parts so far, but this is part one. Let's get into it. So it's going to be a mixture of different types of books. I like to read a little bit of everything. I have probably 2 or 3 books going at any given time. Some are going to be self-development or just some, books that make you think, and others are just purely for the enjoyment. So like novel-based books. So first on my list is The Richest Man in Babylon. Now this one is very unique, and I haven't read anything quite like it. It is a book on financial well-being, financial tips and tricks and things like that, but it's written in novel format and gives you like parables and stories based on how to, gain financial security, how to gain how to gain wealth and things like that. It's a very short read. It talks about thrift, financial planning, personal wealth. And I think probably the most important topic to take away from it is making your money work for you, passive income, things like that. So it's very interesting. Again, very quick read. You can probably get through it in a day if you really, put your mind to it. So I definitely recommend The Richest Man in Babylon. I'm going to put pictures of what these books look like. I'm sure these aren't going to be the only covers. I've only consumed this book via audiobook, and actually most of these on the list are either audiobook or ebook, or I got them from the library, so I don't have physical copies. But again, go get a library card for sure. That's probably my number one tip. Go get your library card so you can access all these things. You don't have to buy them per se if you don't want to. Next up on the list is one I actually just wrapped up. It's called Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz. Over the last few years, I've gotten into books about just changing your thought process, changing your brain chemistry, just what and how you think. So Psycho-Cybernetics is one of those. It really just focuses on, again, your brain chemistry, your thought pattern, and just what kind of energy you're radiating out there. One of the main takeaways I got is your perception is your reality. So if you believe things are a certain way, they will be. That's like a major key for life. If you believe people hate you, that's going to be your reality. If you believe people love you, that's going to be your reality. And it applies to literally anything else. Please believe that. It just really taps into the power of the mind and just making the life you want. But it all starts in here. Again, it's kind of same trend, or similar to The Richest Man in Babylon is Babylon. The Richest Man in Babylon is The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. I hope I'm pronouncing that the right way. This is a book I read again and again, probably at least once a year, and I get something different from it every time. This book to me is about perseverance, reinvention, being naive and really learning people and inspiring others and finding beauty in the journey. It's a story, again, it's like kind of story format about a character that goes through different trials and tribulations, learns about following his passions, learns about patience and starting over. There's just so many lessons in it, and I get something new from it every single time. It's again another short read that you can finish in a day if you choose to. I've done this one on audiobook as well. I enjoy, and I probably need to move this into my 2024 read again list. Next up is The House of Eve by Sadika Johnson. This is one I read maybe second half of last year. I think the main topics in this one are hypergamy, or navigating hypergamy really, fertility issues, things like that. It's a woman's book. It's about a character that grew up in a lower socioeconomic situation, goes to college, and things go up from there. But there again are kind of trials and friction amongst moving into a different class, being with someone from a different side of the tracks, and navigating that and dealing with health issues, all kinds of things. It's Sadika Johnson also wrote, and I read The Yellow Wife, which was a little more traumatic, honestly, but I enjoyed it just for the story of it. But I definitely recommend House of Eve. It gives me like young adult, like makes me think back. It's set in like a different time period, maybe like mid-century, but things don't change. I could totally see all of these happening now. I could see this happening 100 years ago. So it's a very timeless story. This next one is a little heavier. The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. The topics here are, so if you're touchy on that topic, then I wouldn't advise it, but just making choices in life and how no matter what choice you make, you'll end up where you're supposed to be. You never, like, it gives you, it kind of makes you think about how you like, well, you know, hey, if I would have gone to this university instead of this one, I might be here. Or if I had chose to stay in this relationship instead of breaking up, I might be here. Or, you know, it just makes you really rethink how all of your choices led to where you are, and how sometimes you think if you had made different choices, you might have ended up in a different place. And you may have not. You may have been better off, you may have been worse off. You just never really know. And I think it really just makes you value life in a different way, and value your decisions, and value where you are in the present in a much different way. This next one is probably top 3 all-time favorite books. Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil by John Berendt. Now this story takes place in little old Savannah, Georgia. Definitely one of my favorite cities, just culturally, excellent food. But anyway, it has a lot of different intertwining stories. There's like queer presence, there's crime, murder, intrigue, mystery, magic and voodoo. There's just all kinds of stuff going on, and it's a page turner, 100%. It just keeps you like, oh my goodness, okay, what's gonna happen now, or what's next? And just, it's so much, it's so good. Definitely read Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. And this last one, it's actually one I'm gonna reread because I can't quite remember what the ending was, but I know I was just like, what? This one is The Silent Patient. I didn't put who The Silent Patient by. This is a psychological thriller. There is a murder involved. Psychological to the fact that there's a like psych patient in the story. And it just kind of, it's a mystery. It makes you think. You're just not going to be ready for the twists and turns of uncovering why the events unfolded in the book, what the cause was, who's involved, who's culpable. It's just really one that's just gonna like mess you up in the head a little bit. So I hope that one is one you enjoy. Let me know in the comments below what your recommendations are for 2024 reads. Any genre, any genre you find interesting, any books you found interesting, and let me know what you read in 2023 as well that just really made an impact on you. Again, it's going to be a big year reading for me, big year of writing for me, so I'm looking forward to really just getting into these pages and losing myself. Yeah, so that's part 1. Stay tuned for part 2. We're going to get into that very soon. Thank you for joining me. I am feeling really fired up in 2024, and I'm looking to take this channel to the moon. So if you enjoy this content, you enjoy the content I make, please subscribe. Go ahead and like this video, turn on your notifications, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.